Here is Bitcoin breaking all-time high right now. Just happening. And maybe bigger news, I would say, especially if you're an altcoin holder. Total crypto market cap, $3 trillion area, breaking $3 trillion today. This is a weekly zoomed in total crypto market cap chart, but all within this area is an indicator, another indicator, I should say, signaling altcoin season 2024 into 2025. So if that excites you, please hit the like button on the way in. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, because this is going to be a fun bull season. Let's jump into it. So we're gonna look at the total crypto market cap chart. And actually, one thing I do want to mention to you, I'm not even gonna wait to share this. Right now, you can see it is testing the previous all-time high back here, last bull cycle high. Now, I want you to understand this. Maybe this is like the only thing to take out of this video. This was overextended, all-time high, overbought, the end, the beginning of the bear market. This is the beginning, the starting line, just getting started, undervalued. So please note, this is a weekly chart zoomed out, and this is years in the making, right? This is a Gary Gensler situation. This is FTX and Celsius situation. This is the Biden situation. We're in a new era right now, and it's undervalued. So that'll give you some context into what we're going to be talking about in the video. And then also, real quick before we leave this chart, on this chart also is what we see on Bitcoin in inverse head and shoulders. We are at the beginning. We are at the neckline breakout area. So let's start with some news. Good morning. I just say morning, but we offer Solana, PEPE, XRP, and ADA now. This is massive news. And if there's any signal for a beginning of a bull market, this, I think, is it. And you can see XRP ADA, it's making the headlines right now. This is probably the biggest headline of the day for crypto. But in June, here's where we really need to just focus. In June 2023, the trading platform announced its intention to delist ADA, Solana, Polygon. The decision was made after the aforementioned tokens were classified as securities by the SEC in its lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase, the two leading cryptocurrency trading platforms. So what I really want to point to your attention, and we're going to look at the charts, everybody. We're going to look at PEPE, XRP, ADA, Solana. We're going to look at altcoin charts. We're going to really look at altcoin season, the Bitcoin dominance chart. Altcoin season, it's here. Almost to the day. It boggles my mind. But what I want to point out is this. Everything is coming into play that we've waited years for. All of the talk about the SEC is losing. Gary Gensler is losing. Not only has he been losing in the courts, and that's been nice. We've tracked that through like kind of the bear market. SEC losing in the courts, that's kind of bullish, and we're just kind of hoping things get, settled in Congress. We get some clarity. Oh, we're next level now. We're at this area where we didn't even think we would be. Right now, Metal Lawman over here, this was yesterday, but he posted, time to say goodbye to Gary. Trump elect. So here we go. November 8th, 2016 elections. Trump elected. Mary Jo White, the SEC chair, announces her resignation on the 14th, right? So days later. November 3rd, Biden elected, 2020. November 16th, days later, Jay Clayton announces resignation. November 5th, Trump elected, 2024. Hey, Gary Gensler, we're waiting. It is time. And this is an environment in which I don't think we really anticipated. And not only that, we're just talking about Bitcoin as just having its own reserve, or US having its own reserve in Bitcoin. We have our first pro crypto president right now. There's so much bullishness right now. The American Securities Association just officially called for the resignation of SEC Chair Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler was a major critic of crypto and protected naked shorting of stocks like blah, 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 blah. So that's where we are. And I want to point out, and we're going to pivot to the charts. Tyler posted this. Bitcoin is above, and I don't know, let me know in the comments like if you agree. But I agree. This is what I feel right now. This is what I see right now. Bitcoin is above $90,000 and nobody outside our crypto bubble cares. Higher. Tell me if that's wrong, because to me, it seems very right. That's what I see, especially as a content creator, even in the comments. So here we go. Bitcoin dominance chart, and we're going to look at altcoin charts. We're going to look at Bitcoin daily, the Bitcoin daily price action that's happening right now. Important. But look at this, everybody. I don't know if you saw my video I did. This was like 3 days ago. I said altcoin season within 30 days. And we were tracking important data, namely at this exact moment, every cycle. And a lot of people out there are kind of just like, man, this move and everything that's happening with crypto, it's taken so long this time. You know, the Biden administration, Gary Gensler, they really ruined things. They really ruined the cycle. It's just taken too long. The thing is, it's not. We are actually almost exactly on schedule. Nothing has taken longer this cycle. And we've covered that multiple times on this YouTube channel, but this is a Bitcoin dominance chart. When we talk about altcoin season, in case some of you are new here and you're not aware, altcoin season is when Bitcoin dominance is falling, right? So previous cycles, and these white lines are the Bitcoin halvings, previous cycles, just after Bitcoin halving, and this is a monthly chart, by the way, but after Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin dominance falls. This is the bull market. That's altcoin season, right? So previous 2 cycles, this is what the chart looks like. And one thing to notice at this moment of this cycle, we are just seeing Bitcoin dominance trending down. And that's because crypto as a whole is massive and it is growing, and it's not just Bitcoin anymore. And people see that. The innovation isn't just Bitcoin. In fact, we have things like Cardano bringing innovation to Bitcoin to allow Bitcoin to have DeFi, trustless DeFi, right? So crypto is gaining power. It's gaining steam against Bitcoin. And I think that's going to continue. Now, in terms of altcoin season, this is essentially why I did that video the other day, within 30 days, altcoin season. Because historically, and there's no guarantees, I know that, but historically, when we look at the charts, altcoin season is about to begin. And the confluence of all the bullishness right now for crypto, this could be the craziest altcoin season that we see. I really think that. I think so many altcoins are undervalued right now. And right now, we're just waiting for Bitcoin dominance to kind of top out. So in regards to that, we're going to actually start zooming in on the Bitcoin dominance chart because there's some things that I really want to point out. We might be getting some kind of exciting short-term technical indicators that altcoin season really is days away. And I'm going to show you right now. And I want to start with a clip. This is from 3 days ago. This is from that video, altcoin season within 30 days. Just check this out very briefly. This could be the trigger, everybody. But we have to anticipate a potential another swing high, a power burst for Bitcoin. That could be in an environment where this week, maybe it's a red week for crypto. Bitcoin's falling, and altcoins could likely be falling even more. If that happens, Bitcoin dominance will start rising. Maybe Bitcoin dominance just has an absolute... So literally, this is pretty much what just played out. I don't know if you've seen it in recent days. Bitcoin dominance on the daily made a move to the upside. Crypto's been consolidating. Even Bitcoin has been consolidating. Altcoins consolidating, falling even more. I just want to say, as somebody has been, in the crypto market for quite some time now, that is exactly what we want to see if we're waiting for altcoin season. If we're thinking we're entering a bull market, that's exactly what we want to see. We want to see Bitcoin take a break, and we really do. As much as we don't like it, we want to see like big dips on the altcoin charts. And this is what it looked like in the last few days. Bitcoin dominance actually did make the move. We bounced off of this 50-day moving average. It made the move to push higher. So Bitcoin dominance achieving almost 61%, basically 61%. That is incredibly bullish, especially when we start looking at the momentum of this move, especially as we start looking at the comparison to last cycle. So what I want to show you, and this is what I'm going to be tracking on the short term now, is, and I don't know if it's going to play out, but I'm very curious. You can see Bitcoin just put in a higher high on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Right now, from being overbought on the RSI, it's kind of putting in a lower high. We have some potential bearish divergence playing out on Bitcoin. That's intriguing in and of itself, right? But what's more intriguing is if you go to last cycle, almost to the day, at this exact moment, I want to just show you what Bitcoin dominance was doing. Let me close these other charts. Check it out. Almost to the day, Bitcoin dominance Power move to the upside, even little mini power moves to the upside. And look at this last swing high at that Fibonacci. Do you see that little move right there? This, I don't know if this is going to play out like this, but this technical move back then with the lower high on the RSI, this bearish momentum, right? Do you see the similarities of Bitcoin dominance at this moment, last cycle, almost to the day before it fell? We're getting the same exact technical indicator. Now, to me, when things become like, wow, that's just, when I spot things, then I'm like, that is so obvious. I feel like they don't happen. If I didn't spot that, I feel like it would happen. I feel like right now Bitcoin dominance would just fall. Like that's the indicator. That's it right there. It's almost exactly what happened last cycle. But I digress from that, and I do want to mention this. Like, here's altcoin season over here speculatively if it kind of follows previous cycles. So there still is a window, right? If it's really going to have that consistency in terms of time frame, there's a window. And we have this range up to 65, 66% for Bitcoin dominance. So I'll be watching it on the short term. But I will say this bearish divergence, that's intriguing to me. So that's Bitcoin dominance. And this is altcoin season, everybody, just getting started in my view. Again, look at the chart. Look at where we are in terms of time frame after Bitcoin halving compared to previous cycles. We go over here, total crypto market cap. I want to point something to your attention, and we're going to continue tracking this. We've not yet even seen altcoins break out. I know it's been nice to see we're getting a move to the upside, but we've not yet seen altcoins break out. So I just want to go look at Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin on some of the charts hitting $92,000 is ridiculous as I'm doing a live stream. So we're still waiting in terms of altcoin breakout. Now, the other thing is, I mentioned at the beginning of the video, total crypto market cap chart. If you zoom out, altcoin season on the Bitcoin dominance chart, last cycle, 200 some days post Bitcoin halving. This cycle, we're looking at around the same, if it happens, right? We're looking at December or so. What I want to kind of draw your attention to on the zoomed out total crypto market cap chart is where we are in terms of last cycle at this moment as well. So here's the altcoin season indicator. Here's all-time high. And look at it. That's altcoin season. January 2021, altcoin season kicking off. The glaring thing that I'm looking at right now, and I don't know if you see it, is total crypto market cap was just breaking all-time high. So that's why I said the total crypto market cap chart just plays into the technicals of altcoin season. So here's the move. Testing all-time high. We're getting into this January 2021 type of area back here. This was altcoin season taking off. And that's where we are. That's why I started the video. I was just saying, this is the beginning. So that's that. Now let's continue pivoting. Let's talk about some Bitcoin charts. And then we're going to look at, I want to look at PEPE, XRP, ADA, Solana. I want to look at the altcoins. There's big news happening, everybody. XRP, ADA, Sol now available for Robinhood's US customers. So Bitcoin. Just look at this. Look at this data. IBIT has hit, the Bitcoin Trust has hit the ETF, or has hit the 40 billion asset mark. The chart, I'm going to read what this says, but it's a chart that just blows my mind. A mere 2 weeks after hitting 30 billion. So it just hit 40 billion asset mark 2 weeks after hitting 30 billion in a record 211 days, annihilating previous records of 1,253 days held by IEMG. You can see IEMG in green, right? This is like a record chart. This is what, like, these are record-breaking ETFs basically. And you can see in green IEMG. And it's just like a traditional market ETF. It's now in top 1% of all ETFs by assets, and at 10 months old is bigger than all 2,800 ETFs launched in the past 10 years. Look at the chart. Look at this chart. The demand for Bitcoin, the supply shock for Bitcoin right now is off the charts. And I just saw a post, like, and I think I covered it on the channel, but the wave, this massive wave of institutions, not even here yet. And retail, not even here yet. So this chart is extremely bullish in terms of just getting a very brief sense of what is happening right now. Put aside all of the other things that is happening right now. And here's Bitcoin on the weekly. On the monthly. And I did this video yesterday. I think I mentioned it in yesterday's video. Just note where the monthly RSI is right now, everybody. At the beginning of this cycle, we're ground floor here on this Bitcoin monthly chart. Look where we were this time last cycle. Entering overbought, and things are about to get crazy. We're about to see crazy gains. Altcoin season had not yet happened yet at this moment, being overbought. And the same thing here. You go back 2 cycles ago, post 2016 halving, check it out. I mean, it was just hanging out and overbought for a while, exiting that bear market. And then this was just the beginning. Altcoin season just getting ready to start. Overbought. Do you see the upside right now? And this consolidation is probably the most bullish thing that I've ever seen in all of my years of crypto. And if you're in crypto, you know exactly what I mean. Because this consolidation that occurred at this moment of the cycle with Bitcoin halving is not something we've seen. Like, just look at last cycle. It was just a bullish sentiment. This has been indecisiveness. This has been accumulation. This has been waiting to see what happens with the election. Are we going to get our first Bitcoin or pro-Bitcoin president? This has been what's up with Gary Gensler and all these cases in the courts. This has just been uncertainty. And that allowed for Bitcoin to really cool down in a way that it's not done I don't know. The last 2 cycles, obviously, we just saw it had not done. But yeah, even 2013 at this moment, overbought on the RSI, on the quicker moving momentum oscillator, the stock RSI. And right now, there is so much upward momentum. Wanted to point that out. Probably going to keep pointing it out. $92,500 on the Bitcoin weekly. So what I'll continue tracking now is this inverse head and shoulders. And it really just has our bull market targets. It's a wide range that I've been talking about, $130,000 up to around $300,000, depending on how you're measuring the move. And that's the range for the bull market, I think, for a lot of people. I know it's a wide range. I don't need an exact number for Bitcoin. My eyes are especially on altcoins in this bull market. But we're going to use this as a guide. We'll use momentum oscillators as a guide. But the one thing to note on the weekly is we have a really nice separation from the neckline. So this is a multi-year pattern. This left shoulder is back here starting in like March, April 2021. So when we're looking at this breakout right now, it's broken out with conviction. That is good. But I just want to point out, it's an 18% move or so from the neckline, 20%, let's just call it 20%. And that sounds like a lot, but when we have a pattern this large, we really do need to see and want to see 20, 30% kind of separation from the neckline. We want space for consolidation on this massive pattern above the neckline. And I really do not know what's going to happen. One thing that I do know, though, is in terms of the rules of technical analysis, and I do stick with the rules conservatively. I never rely on them, but I like to anticipate them. The rule of any pattern is always a throwback, right? So I don't know if we're going to get a throwback into the 70s, but I just want to point this out. If we do, even from where we are right now, we're looking at a 15% dip for Bitcoin, 100% normal. So especially 100% normal in bull markets. Red candles, they happen, right? Red weeks, they happen. So just something to anticipate on the weekly chart zoomed out. And then on the daily, it is just as what it is. If you like that daily chart, everybody just smash the like button right now. We got like almost 5,000 people in here. I see a lot of hype in the comments. Yup. We're just waking up. We're just waking up. We're just waking up. So in relation to just waking up on daily charts, like this Bitcoin daily chart, and then I'm going to look at altcoins. I want to look at ADA, PEPE, XRP, Solana. But in regards to waking up and just being the beginning, we have to allow consolidation. So here's Bitcoin on the daily. I'm not doing any charting really on the daily chart. The only thing that I ever do, and this is probably what it's going to be, whether it's this Bitcoin chart or altcoin charts that are going parabolic, and we're going to actually get a sense of this in just a minute, but it's just tracking the daily moving average over extension. This is getting crazy now in Bitcoin. 30 to 40%, 20 to 30%. You all know I start raising my eyebrow. I start saying, you know what, where's the consolidation? And we briefly got it. Look at this. We got the consolidation right in that sweet spot, 20 to 30% over extension. There's a consolidation. It's the red candle. But even the red candle looks bullish. Like it was like a brief, and we talked about it yesterday, a brief like deleveraging happening. And then now it's just continued higher. So I'm going to continue just watching the overextension from the moving averages and just waiting for some kind of structure. What kind of structure do we get? And even, I should say, do we get structure? So the assets listed in the big news, XRP, ADA, Solana, PEPE was listed, but I'm guessing they didn't put PEPE here because I don't think PEPE was removed like the others at one point. PEPE on the daily, the biggest thing I'm very curious about on all of these right now is the daily chart, RSI. So the slower moving momentum oscillator here, you see here, just kind of getting overbought, but it truly does, it kind of means nothing in really bullish environments. Just want to give you a sense. Here's PEPE back here, similar looking daily candles happening, getting overbought, like really overbought. And just look, it went kind of much higher, right? So if we measure that move to the swing high, it still went 873% higher. So when we get into really bullish environments, the daily chart, the daily RSI, it's good for at least, anticipating potential consolidation, but it's not very good. When things are going parabolic, it's not very good for just using it as a sole indicator. It can be very, very risky actually, because perfect example back here, if you use it as a sole indicator and then you just miss 900% gains. So if you're in this market, because you're like, hey, bull market, not just November, December, but 2025. If you're like seeing the big picture here, be very careful with trying to do analysis on daily charts for like trading and stuff. That's not my game. If you've been watching my YouTube channel, I'm a zoomed out person. Everything that I just talked about from a macro perspective, that's where my head's at right now. So I'm patient. I can live if all of a sudden this chart consolidates, it doesn't matter for me. I don't have PEPE, but if a chart like this consolidates back to moving averages and we're tanking, that's fine. That's like normal for bull markets. 40% dip for PEPE, yeah, in a bull market, that's normal before going 500% higher. So, but PEPE right now making a nice move. I guess what is this all-time high? Is this all-time high for PEPE? I don't know if this chart is going back to May. What is this chart? Binance. XRP. I just want to make a note of something. XRP, here's how it's reacting, right? Looking real nice on the daily charts. If I change this to a weekly, I want to change this to a weekly chart. I don't know if you have tracked XRP over the years, but look at the 2017 run. Here's the last bull market run in just a way different environment. And here's XRP now. XRP has completely loosened its chains. It is, for the first time in years, in an environment we've not seen it. And XRP is one of those coins that just out of nowhere explodes, at least from the history that I've seen on the charts. And I mean, back here in 2017 is a great example. I'm not going to just, I actually am. I'm going to take a bars pattern and I'm just going to measure that move. I genuinely think a move like this will happen for XRP. I just think it's going to just explode out of nowhere. And I don't know if it's going to be like exactly like that move. Here's the last cycle move. I think the whole thing got diminished. It didn't even break all-time high because of what was happening. Right now, XRP Ripple, they're not in this fight. They're not in this legal battle anymore with, SEC. They're free. And this is very bullish. So I don't know when this chart is going to explode, but I'm quite sure if we get this parabolic bull cycle, XRP is absolutely going to go bonkers. And the thing about it is, it's not going to be like I don't think it's going to be like a slow and steady rise. I think it's really going to be just very fast, aggressive, and insane. So ADA, as you know, recently made a really nice escape from all of this ridiculous consolidation. Part of the Robinhood news, ADA just looking just so brilliant, so good from so many different perspectives, not only charting perspective. Just to give you an idea, just to give you a very brief glimpse, Cardano, when altcoin season basically started last cycle, from all-time highs, Cardano is down around 80%. Right now, from all-time highs, Cardano, I have to remove this. Cardano is down. What are we down? Look at this. Around 80%. So Cardano is just so on track. A lot of people like to just say Cardano is just, it's so behind. It's underperforming, but it's not. It's doing what pretty much most cryptos are doing. And we are right on pace for the cycle. Not to mention, we have this. Weeks ago, we were talking about Cardano plugging into 1.3 trillion of Bitcoin liquidity. Now we've had to revise that number to 1.7 trillion. And I imagine even right now it's higher. I don't know exactly what the market cap of Bitcoin is, but we need to revise the number to 1.7 trillion. It's not just the money that's in Bitcoin, but the money that's on its way over. You're not bullish enough. As you know, Bitcoin, Cardano, integration, next level bullish for Cardano. The narratives that Cardano has at this moment of the cycle, they came quick. And I would say for this bull market, much needed. And I'm very excited about it. And then Solana right now, you can just see kind of getting into all-time high territory. I have, no hate against Solana. Obviously, it's not like this coin that I'm incredibly bullish on. It's awesome to see every crypto win, especially off of really cool news like this. But I mean, and Solana has so much upside, right? We look at Ethereum market cap last cycle surpassing $500 billion. We can look at all of these altcoins and just use that as a reference point. Not as an exact comparison or anything, but just a reference point. Solana at $100 billion market cap right now. There's a lot of upside for Solana, but I'm more interested in something like Cardano as $20 billion market cap, because technologically, there's in my opinion, this is not hate or anything, there's no comparison. But then charting wise, I mean, we're sitting at all-time high here on this chart, and you have a very bullish fundamental crypto like ADA, still 80% from all-time highs. Even the same can be said, something like XRP. It just has this feeling of being primed to absolutely go bonkers. And that feeling is more on a chart like this, like XRP or ADA, than it is on a chart that's already testing all-time high and is actually, now competing, I think, from a narrative perspective with something like SUI, which is still undervalued compared to things like Solana. So those are my thoughts on that. Everybody, what's Bitcoin price doing? Approaching $93,000. So we broke $92,000 on the live stream, I think, and approaching 93,000. This is the best. This is the best. Look at this comment, everybody. Like, it's awesome when you wake up, you go to bed and it's like red candles. It's just whatever. It's a bull market consolidation, 10% down, one of your favorite altcoins. And you wake up and crypto's just going crazy. And there's people doing live streams. That's just great. I just know that feeling. So y'all are hype. I see it in the chats. I appreciate you cruising through on the live stream. Wanted to do an update on all of this. Somebody said, can you talk about runes? The runes are so bullish. And I want to say this because a lot of you might not know what runes are, the protocol on Bitcoin. We're talking about coins on Bitcoin. Meme coins are on Bitcoin this cycle. You are not bullish enough. You are not bullish enough, everybody. But I say that, I want to paint a picture for you. with things like this, especially new narratives, new things like this is a patience thing. In this bull cycle, we have quite some time. It's not a lot, and it's going to come and go very quickly. But on a zoomed out weekly, and this is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is total crypto market cap, what happens next, we have some time. And runes, I think they're going to catch, and they're going to go parabolic. Namely, something like Dog. Right now, I think a lot of people are like, why is Dog not moving? What's going on? Dog's not yet listed on the tier one exchanges. And not only that, Dog, the number one meme coin on Bitcoin, has moved kind of separate from markets. It just kind of is what it is. It's doing its own things, trading. Soon there's going to be a swap, like kind of like a Uniswap type of feature on Bitcoin. I think that is going to, even without tier one exchanges, going to kind of propel Dog to, I would say $1 billion plus is realistic without tier one exchanges. That will be a next level achievement, because once the tier ones come into play, everybody, this is compared to Doge last cycle. There is so much upside for this meme coin. Free and fair, so distributed, so decentralized. We don't have like 50% of the supply owned by like whales and 20% owned by the team. This is just like a community run meme coin. Fundamentally, the reason I talk about it is because it does extend from runes, this new protocol on Bitcoin, and it is the number one meme coin on Bitcoin. It's the most obvious narrative. I don't know what exchange is going to lead the way, and I think we'll have a domino effect in terms of listings, but this isn't a zoomed in story. This is a zoomed out story. Here's the purple line, altcoin season. I'm just being patient with the chart. Doesn't have to pump with everything else in the immediate short term. It's bigger what is happening right now in terms of Dog and runes. So those are my thoughts on runes, but I'll have to do a more in-depth video about it. So somebody said, can you talk about ETH? Why not? Why not talk about ETH? I mean, Ethereum is just a great crypto because for me, it's just a data point. And how far is ETH from all-time high? And most of the time I'm talking about, so Ethereum's around 18% from all-time high, getting a nice little breakout. Most of the time I'm just talking about Ethereum within context of the whole $500 billion market cap last cycle. And if we zoom out on the weekly, so over 100 billion 2 cycles ago, over 500 billion last cycle. And for me, that's just a reference point. Mad props to Ethereum and everything that it's done, but even their development, like their updates, I'm just getting a little bored with their updates and how long things and how complicated the technical development is becoming. But it's just, there's so many other players from a market cap perspective and from a price perspective. Ethereum is fine, right? Institutions are going to really like Ethereum, but it's up there in terms of market cap, in terms of upside potential. I am, especially when it comes to altcoin season, I'm here for the gains. I'm here to find, as a value investor, things that are really just undervalued. And Ethereum, yes, it'll break all-time high in the bull market. But I don't know, $8,000, $10,000, $12,000. I'm not sure how high it's going to go. I just know there's not a ton of upside, percentage gains wise. But technically, from a technical analysis perspective, just such a good reference point for younger blockchains, right? So like, just a perfect example, you can think of, Cardano. This is Cardano's cycle, last cycle, right? And for me, that gives me a little bit of a picture of what upside does Cardano have this cycle from $20 billion market cap. And you can do that with others. I'm not saying Cardano's going to a 540 some billion dollar market cap. I'm just saying that's how much upside potential there is. So those are my thoughts on Ethereum. So let's look at total crypto market cap. Top 10. So Shiba Inu just is in the top 10 now week 7-day percentage gains. Peanut to squirrel up 1,600%. So check out Dogecoin, crypto.com, Kronos, PEPE. Some nice gains for crypto this week, everybody. Really nice gain. Really nice. And just look at this. $3.06 trillion market cap. Insane. All right, everybody. Got some more work to do. Wanted to hang out in the live stream. If you're out there and you're not a subscriber, just subscribe. What are you waiting for? It's just the most laid back crypto analysis you can have in a bull market. And we're just going to have some fun. We're really going to have some fun. Did Bitcoin break $93,000 yet? No, did not break 93,000. So subscribe, smash the like if you got any value from this video or you were just entertained. And I'll see you all in the next video. We'll continue tracking markets, so stay tuned. God bless.